Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Meg. I always laugh at that because I have a friend named Meg. Actually my yoga instructor. I know, right? Anyway, she's also a friend. I call her Megatron. That's even cooler. But I laugh when I see this movie title, The Meg. Anyway, this is about a huge fish of some sort. I assumed it was a shark, but there is a very hard name to pronounce. Carcharodon, Megalodon. I don't know how. Sorry, but that's what it actually is. So anyway, Jason Statham plays some sort of scuba diver or something like that, and he was attacked at some point by this 70-foot shark, and he ran away, survived, but people were left behind and they died, whatever. And because of that, bad things have happened to him. He was dishonorably discharged from whatever services he was in. He got divorced, all this kind of stuff, and nobody ever believed him, I don't think. From reading the long-winded synopsis on IMDb, that's what it said. But then something happens and he has to go back and face this big shark again for whatever reason. So that's what it says. IMDb has it at a 6. I'm surprised. I did not have this on my list because it looks a little ridiculous to me. You know, and oddly enough, I was golfing with my dad today, who's a subscriber, occasional watcher of Kimmel's Irish Pub, and he mentioned to me that he watched The Meg, and he didn't like it, but he liked Jason Statham, although he couldn't say Statham. So, whatever. I didn't even think about it, but now I'm going to watch an hour and 49 minutes. I'll give you a better idea what the true synopsis is rather than what IMDb says, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking and let you know if it's worth watching. So stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, time for a quick check-in. We're watching The Meg. We're at the 50-minute and 6-second mark, and so far so good. Something that I really whiffed on this was who is all in this. I told you about Jason Statham. Now I can't get it. You know him. He's in it. That's what I get for making fun of my dad, right? Rainn Wilson's in it. So Rainn Wilson plays a billionaire who is funding this huge marine biology lab that is out by the Mariana Trench, and that's basically where they're diving as deep as they can go to see what's down there, and he's funding all of this. So he is joined with Cliff Curtis. Rainn Wilson, if you don't know, he's from The Office, Dwight, and amongst other things, but that's his most popular, I think, TV series. Anyway, Cliff Curtis is from Fear of the Walking Dead. Well, he was on that show. So that's where I recognize him from. And then Ruby Rose is also a very popular actress that I recognize. And she's going to play some superhero, I forget which one, whether it's Batgirl or whatever. But anyway, so a couple more actors and actresses that I didn't realize that were in this. I thought it was just him. And I also thought the movie was going to be more like Jaws, but just a real big version of Jaws. I thought the picture I saw was it coming up out of the water, which could still happen. I don't know. But what it is as I said previously, Jason Statham was a very well-known scuba diver that went to save a bunch of people who were trapped, and the Megalodon, which is the biggest shark of all time, attacked the thing, and he was able to save some people but not all, and so there's a lot of disbelief on what happened, and that's why he moved to Thailand basically, and that's all he does. But in the same regard, now 5 years later, they're looking at this or researching this trench, and they're trying to go as deep as possible. They believe that it's deeper than it actually everybody thought, and again they get trapped down there because of this huge shark, and they have to call Jason to come out and save them. So he goes out, and there's this whole thing about the rescue mission and trying to save them, which is very action-packed and fun. But then they come to the realization that this huge shark does actually exist. And what most recently happened, that they were like debating on essentially, do they continue to research this huge shark, or do they run for cover and try and save themselves? So that's what they're all debating on. Meanwhile, the huge shark is coming up. So it was living below the gas that is in the trench. I think it was hydrogen gas, I don't know, something like that, that made it look like that was the floor. But they proved that you can go underneath it, and there's all these other kind of fish underneath there, which was kind of cool. And then, but that's where it lived, and now it has come up above that, and it seems to be like not only attacking this huge marine biology lab, but also things that are around it. So you can see where it's going to go. It's kind of cool so far. I like it. I like there's a little girl in it. She's real cute. I like her. Of course, I like Jason. And Rainn Wilson's pretty good. But so far, so good. It kind of reminds me of Deep Blue Sea. Is that what it was? Yeah, Deep Blue Sea? Whatever. Something like that. But it's good. It just so happens, oh, I'm sorry, I think I said this in the beginning, but the woman who was trapped at the bottom 5 years later in the present time was actually his ex-wife. Some of the stuff that I told you he was dishonorably discharged, that hasn't appeared in here. That was just in the IMDb thing. How they broke up, why they broke up, his ex-wife and him, you know, that's not really fully explained again. I only really know that because I read it through IMDb. But that's not, right now it really has no bearing on the plot itself. It's really about the huge shark and this huge marine biology lab. That's it. Let me get back into it a little bit more and see where it goes from here. I think it's pretty good so far, so let's see who's right, me or my dad. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of the Meg, and you know, it's not much more to say about it. It is the Deep Blue Sea meets Jaws, essentially, I think, you know. So there, it starts out, you know, interesting on the, you know, the prehistoric shark that's huge, and you know, it's going to wreak havoc on all these people, and then, you know, their job is to, you know, try and kill it, or, you know, survive, or try and kill it, and that's the whole, you know, there's not much more to tell about that. It's a battle between them against a shark, and they're trying to save other people from all of this. For me, and I was just about to say too, Rainn Wilson was playing this billionaire, and I thought, you know, he seemed like a good billionaire. A lot of times the billionaires in these types of movies, or the people who are donating all this money, whatever, you know, are only out for themselves, only out for money, that kind of thing. And he gives this little speech, and I thought, oh, okay, you know, I kind of liked his character. That all changes without ruining it for you. You know, he's the prototypical billionaire person in the movies who's funding these types of things. That was one thing that I was going to share, and I was like, okay. Oh, Ruby Rose is going to play Batwoman. Batgirl? Batwoman? One of those in CW, so on the TV series. So that's cool. But otherwise, it was fun. I thought it was fun for a while. The ending turned me off a little bit. You know, how do they ultimately kill this 70-foot shark, right? I mean, for most of the movie, they're using technology, you know, and different things like that, or, you know, or do they, or what happens, you know? But then it really becomes man versus shark. And this is a 70-foot shark, you know? So it's just, you know, a little bit there. And again, not to spoil it for you, but you know, you can imagine who's going to win in that type of fight. So while the whole movie is unbelievable, it even gets worse at the end, I think. So I was on the verge to give it a 6 up until that point. It's definitely not an 8. You know, so I was leaning on a 6 because it was kind of fun. Nothing terribly new, just a bigger Jaws. But I'm going to swing it back down from a 6 down to a 5 for you on this one. Well, I do think it's fun. It shouldn't deter you if you like action movies, and you know, some cool scenery there. Check it out. You like Jason Statham? Boom, got it on that one. You know, Rainn Wilson. There's some good actors in it. He has no fighting scenes, you know, where he's kickboxing or whatever martial arts he knows. It's not in here, but you know, he's in it. And there's a little love story in the background as well, and that cute little girl. So it's worth watching. Again, not something maybe you want to pay to watch. Wait for it when it comes out on HBO. Check it out. But if you've already checked it out, I'd love to hear from you. I love comments. Let me know what you think. I'm going to agree with my dad on his assessment on this one as well. So it was good up to a point. I thought my dad might have got it wrong, but I think Jimmy Kimmel got it right. So thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.